your Premier League 2020-21 team of the season? That's what I'm asking the Flying Postman, John Williams, today. John, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Jake. Good evening. It's good to see you yet again, my man.
Thanks for coming on again. Sum up. I'm going to ask you to sum up Premier League season and for you as a Spurs fan.
Well, the season's been, for me, very disappointed. But when you're a Tottenham fan, there's a lot of indifference. We started off, it was on false illusion, thinking that we're top of the league a little bit through. But just like the season, it's been unpredictable. It's been a bit of an enigma. But they got what they deserve in the end. Seventh, didn't really perform, very inconsistent. So, as I said, it's the first time that, as I said, expectation was raised and dropped, and the season, and also the inclusion of the Super League is very disappointing as well. So, yeah, it just goes with all what's going on at the moment, Jake. Very unpredictable and enigmatic.
Yeah, just a mad season, and you mentioned the Super League there as well. It's just been a complete whirlwind of a season, that is for sure. But without further ado, we'll get into your team. Just before we do, though, I'd like to thank our sponsors for this series, the Blowing Bubbles magazine. You can check out their link in the description down below, and if you use the discount code right there, Jake Cox at checkout, you can get £5 off when you buy a 11 magazine subscription. So you can check that out using the link in the description down below with all the info there. And if you use that code, that helps the channel out as well. So, John, we'll get into your team then. We'll start in goal. Who have you gone for?
Well, goalkeeper that I've admired, as I said, I'm not a Man City fan. It's Man City's number one, Ederson. His composure, his distribution, he's like a brick wall at the back sometimes, and he's very brave and calm. And to have a goalkeeper like that behind you for a defence, it must give you a lot of confidence. Also, the way his range of passing is phenomenal. So I opted for him as my goalkeeper of the season, and I think he's got the most clean sheets. Also, if I'm not to be sort of corrected.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, the most clean sheets. He's got a fantastic defence. Just in front of him, a fantastic midfield and attack. Man City. That is a dream squad, a dream team. And he's been solid as their goalkeeper yet again this season. We'll move into your back four then. We will start at right back. Who have you gone for?
I've gone for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who. It came in very raw, and I'm not giving it. I know there's probably better right backs out there who are more assists, but purely for his defensive role, his improvement, his energy, his athleticism, he's been, as I said, I think he's been phenomenal, and I think he's been very unlucky not to be picked to go to the Euros because, for me, his defensive side of his job is, improved so much, but also towards the latter part of the season, his offensive side has come to the fore as well. And, in my opinion, I know I'm no expert, but I think he's had an absolutely phenomenal season. And I think he's done extremely well. And playing with the players that he's played with at Man United, he's made that position his own. And he's been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, he's really come on this season. He's signed for a big money move. Didn't really cut it in the first season, but he's really pushed on this season and broke through. And Manchester United have had two good fullbacks, with Luke Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, some really good fullbacks this season. We will move into your defence, your centre back pairing then, and you might as well just say them together because they've come as a pair this season. Who are your two centre backs?
John Stones and Diaz, with been absolutely brilliant. Also with Ederson behind them, they've been absolutely exceptional. And to also say about John Stones, where there's a lot of question marks over him, he has had a fantastic season. Chipping in with some important goals as well. And as I said, calming influence. He's a top draw player. And with Ruben Diaz next to him, they're sort of. The duo have been absolutely solid, really good duo. So I've opted for those two to be my two central defenders, and for the benchmark of those two, the way they can play football and they can defend. So I've opted for those two.
Yeah, they are really good, and Ruben Diaz has made the whole City defence and side just look like a better individuals, and has really come together, which has put almost Manchester City's defensive, not woes or kind of slight issues, to the side, because they haven't really found a class centre back since Company left, and I think these two together have found that this season and helped them well on the way to getting the title. We will move to the left back position then. Who have you gone for?
I've gone for Luke Shaw. A lot of people have written him off, and he's always been a good player, and he's just been phenomenal. Whatever has been said to him by the new manager, Ollie, he must have put his arm around him. This is the Luke Shaw of old, but new and improved. The 2021 Luke Shaw is, at the top of his game, and is very exciting. He's got to be one of the best left backs in the country at the moment.
Yeah, he's really proving people wrong. That is for sure. And he was wrote off. He's getting back into international football now, and I'm really happy for him. But that's a fantastic back four. We will move into your midfield then, John. Who's the first of your two central midfielders?
Well, I've gone for a different formation, Jake, because I'm a striker and I love to attack. But, considering the player I'm going to put in front of the defence, people usually say he plays as, he makes up for two players in your team. So I can only go for the one and only N'Golo Kante.
Yeah. I mean, he's just you said it before we came on. He's two players in one. How does he do it? And why have you picked him? What stood out with him this season?
He sort of got swept to the side on the Frank Lampard's regime, which I was very, very surprised at. Kante, from his Leicester days to his Chelsea days and playing for France, he has become such an influence within a team. He works so hard for the team. His passing, his distribution. He's just an all-round, top central midfielder. And as I said, he's a sort of player that he'd be first on my team sheet if I was the manager, because of purely of his class and the quality and the energy and the effort that he puts in. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's just an all-round fantastic player, and Leicester let him go, and he's come in at Chelsea in the last few years. He's just been exceptional in every single aspect, dictating the play in the midfield. He has been exceptional. Who is going to partner or be in the midfield as well? Perhaps playing a bit more up pitch from N'Golo Kante, who's your second central midfielder, or in your
central midfielder who's had an absolutely brilliant season is Phil Foden, Manchester City. He's been very exciting. He's filled in several roles across the midfield. And as I said, he's a top draw player. I'm so excited, and I'm looking forward to seeing taking part in the Euros to see if he can bring his Manchester City form into the England camp. And as I said, I think this kid is just something else. He's absolutely great to watch, and it's about time that we had some absolutely phenomenal midfielders coming through. And this is the time that they're coming through right now.
Oh, definitely. It tells you something when this lad's getting into the Man City side very, very frequently, and to get into the best squad in the world frequently, you've got to be doing something right. And he's just, the sky is the limit. We've got, as you mentioned there, we've got such a good attacking midfield in the couple of years in the Euros this summer. I mean, we've got Mason Mount, Phil Foden, Declan Rice, all young and all absolutely fantastic players. It's scary, John. It really, really is scary.
I apologise for you for not putting Declan Rice in there, but as I said, I'm a more attacking style player, and to shore up the defence, to sort of keep it tight, is two-man Kante, I'm going to call him, and he can play the covering role as two players. I've gone for Jack Grealish. Foden is my next midfielder, who's he took the Premier League by storm. First game of the season, absolutely took it to Liverpool. Him, and he's exciting to watch. I watched this lad play from he was a teenager for Villa's youth team all the way through, and for the 23s, and he is something special. This is the sort of talent, and this is the sort of player that gets everybody out of their seats. And as I said, he brings his form. He gets penalties. He takes free kicks. He's just a phenomenal footballer and great to watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And you know, he's got so much potential, this lad. And I think if he just put the diving part of his game to the side, I think so many more people would recognise that.
Well, as I said, it's part of his making. If you get kicked in this modern day, you go over. If Messi was to dive, or Griezmann, or Suarez, nobody says anything. But when it comes to being an English player, you know, I don't really care. It's part of the game nowadays. And Jack Grealish, if you take that away from his game, you know, he won't be getting as many free kicks. But he always gets kicked because he's on the ball more than most players, and he's not afraid to take the ball, and then people are on top of him. So, you know, I'm not really too fussed. As I said, he's great to watch. He creates chances and he does beautiful things with the ball.
He does indeed. And you know, we've seen it in the first couple of England warm-up matches with Fulminis the night of the last game against Romania. I thought he was the best player on the pitch, and you know, he's so exciting. A really, really exciting player. But to finish off your attacking midfield four, then John, who have you gone for as your left midfielder?
This player, he was out on loan at Derby. Frank Lampard brought him in. He came back into the Chelsea's team under Lampard, and then he got a little derailed by the new manager. Is it Tuchel?
Tuchel.
Yeah, that's Tuchel. Yeah, but you know, once given his opportunity again, he's rise to the peak of the mountain, and that's only one person on it. Mason Mount. He's been absolutely fantastic this season. What a player! You know, his passing and his touch and his creativity, his movement, his energy. He makes goals. He takes goals. He's a fantastic player and somebody that, as I said, is exciting to watch. And he's also got the other side to his game where he works and tracks back and stops, breaks things up as well. So he's the third of my trio in that attacking midfield.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he is. He's really kicked on this season, and credit's got to go to Frank Lampard for giving him the opportunity. And you know, Tuchel didn't really like him at the start. But you know, he is undroppable, and he's playing in a Champions of Europe side, and you know, he is a key part to why they won the Champions League. I think that is for sure. But there is your defence. There's your midfield done, John. There is only two positions left. There is only two possible players left in John's Premier League 2020/21 team of the season. It's the strikers. It's the ones that are gonna get the goals. John, who's the first of your two?
The very first of my two strikers is playing in a team that's not really performed, that's blown hot and cold, they've been indifferent. He's had the most assists, he's had the golden boot. As I said, he's come away and he hasn't really won anything, but, to win and achieve yet again another golden boot, and to also get the most assists against the likes of Kevin De Bruyne and people like that is the one and only Sir Harry Kane.
John has made me put Sir there. I mean, it's a shame that he's off to City in the summer, John, but
that ain't gonna happen.
I mean, you can't mess around with 23 goals in a season, and he keeps on doing it. Then come on, then. What's your views? Will he go to City? Where's he going to go? Is he going to go abroad? Will he stay? Will Daniel Levy make him stay at Spurs? What's going to happen?
I don't think he'll go to Man City because, as I said, Pep's got a different style of play, and in my view, I don't think Harry Kane suits his style of play. You look, he plays a false nine. He likes his strikers or players that play up top to close people down and chase people and harry them and get in the box and score goals. Harry Kane will be dropping into midfield, probably taking up the space from Kevin De Bruyne to stop him from doing his thing. But, with Manchester City, they've got some super players. He may adapt, but for me, I don't think it'd be suited to their style. So I think he'd go across the road to the other team, but I can't see him in Man City setup. As great as he is, and, I love him to bits, I can't see him playing in a Man City shirt. But if I'm wrong, I'll be very surprised.
Interesting stuff. Yeah, I think he'll definitely make a move somewhere. people, everyone seems to pick this man, and people have their different views. Some people have said he'll go to City. Some people have said PSG. Some people will say have said that he will stay with Spurs because these clubs, they won't pluck up the 100, 120, 130 million pounds that Daniel Levy will want for this player. But you never know what will happen. Who is your last player then, John? Who is your final player in your team of the season?
Well, this player is another one who, whether he has a good season, a brilliant season, or a fantastic season, he still scores you goals. He makes something out of nothing. His name's always on the score sheet every single week he plays. And that's going to the Egyptian king, Mr. Mo Salah.
Yeah, and very, very close behind Sir Harry Kane, as you call him, with just one goal less than the big man this season. And he's just got the eye for goal, and you just can't miss that.
Oh, most definitely. You look at everything he creates. He just makes something out of nothing. He scores all types of goals, top goals, simple tap-ins. Goals that you think, wow, how did he produce that? He's just got a knack for scoring goals. He's a natural goal scorer, and that's why he's my one of my top picks to play up front in my team of the season.
Yeah. Here's a question for you then. So you've got those two strikers to choose from. Obviously, you were a striker in your career. Which one of the two would you prefer to play alongside, Mo Salah or Harry Kane, in your day?
I think I'd prefer to play alongside Harry Kane because Mo Salah's rapid and he's very quick, and I think Harry Kane would create more chances than Mo Salah does. So I think I'd be happy to play with Sir Harry alongside him.
Yeah. Decent choice, decent couple of choices there, but that is for sure. We will recap your team in just a second then, but who is your manager of the season? Who's going to put all of these tactics together to undoubtedly win the league? Who is your manager?
Only one manager who's been there from the up, and he plays a brand of football that's second to none. Even his second team play beautiful football and could beat any team in the Premier League's first team. This manager, he's done it at Europe, he's done it in Spain, he's done it in Germany, and he's come here and he's done it in England. The one and only Señor Pep Guardiola.
I was waiting for you to come out and sing all praises for David Moyes, but you just
David Moyes has been exceptional. I'll give you that, Jake, but he's no Pep Guardiola.
There you go.
He's got a fire and a passion that no manager has got.
Fair point. Yeah, and he's helped City to the title yet again this season and has won the PFA Manager of the Year. He has won everything except from the Champions League that keeps eluding him. And has done again this year. But let's have a little review of your team then, John. So we've got Ederson in goal. We've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back, a centre-back pairing of Ruben Diaz and John Stones, as they have been seen all season at Manchester City. A left-back, he's gone with Luke Shaw. And then we've got N'Golo Kante, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish and Mason Mount as your midfield /4. And then Mo Salah and Sir Harry Kane. I nearly forgot to go like there then. Sir Harry Kane and Mohamed Salah up front. Well, if that team with Pep Guardiola didn't manage to win the title, I don't know what wouldn't.
Thank you very much. I just want to say, Jake, I really apologise. I did pull Jesse Lingard out at the last minute simply because he's only played 10 games this season. And there were 10 fantastic games, don't get me wrong, but you don't win a league over 10 games. It's what you do over the full season. And that's my including him. Sorry, Jesse.
There you go. And there we go. That is John's Premier League 2020/21 team of the season. John, any last words?
I just want to say thank you to you for having me on, and you've been absolutely fantastic as a host, and what you go through to give people warmth and happiness in these sad times is absolutely phenomenal. So I just want to give you a round of applause I think you got a bright future ahead of you, and don't stop doing what you're doing. And thanks for having me on.
Thank you very much for the kind words, John. And what I would do is I'll link the show where I interviewed John about his footballing career in the description down below. If you haven't checked that out, that would be greatly appreciated if you go and check that out. Fantastic show with some fantastic stories. But John, thank you very much for coming on, and thank you very much to all of you at home for watching. Make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, share the channel to all your friends, your dog, your cat, your neighbours, whoever. Make sure they hit the subscribe button as well. And from me, come on, you Irons, and up the England. Let's say it, up the England for the Euros, and we will see you very, very soon. Bye bye.